I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree.
Hey, what is going on, guys? We're going to be announcing the giveaway winner of the SCX24 babyHIPPO brass axles. Stay tuned for just a minute. We're going to pull up the info and get the little tally number generator all fired up and ready to go for you guys. Just give us a minute.
Try to catch me howling at the moon. Try to catch me howling at the moon. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
Hey, what is going on, you guys? Harley Designs. This is the coolest music ever. Howling at the Moon. Yeah, thank you, Epidemic Sound, I believe is where I got that one from. I dig it. I dig it. So we did a giveaway contest, I guess, for people that ordered from the site. Any order was an entry. So if you ordered one or more things, then you get more entries. That's how it worked. We were keeping it easy. And yeah. Harley, I thought about you several times, Josh, when I was just at the Summer Trucking Nationals in Dallas, Texas, and there were some crazy trucks there that were not the most practical, but were pretty interesting to say the least. So yeah, I had the brass axles. They're in that box back there. Whoops, that was so I used to carry everything up here. Hold on. That box holds some secrets. Not practical is your favorite. I don't believe so. I don't remember what it was I was thinking about you about when I was there. There was definitely something very in particular, and I can't think of it. 110 Rod Shop was there. He has a ton of upgrades for the Sen F450 and the TRX6 in order to make the bed slide. That new tracks that they have to slide and do the lift and everything. Super cool. Yeah, he had just some really cool parts. I think it was that Traxxas bed thing that I was thinking of. Anyway, that, and they had a cool car hauler that they were towing behind us, and all kinds of cool stuff. These are what we're here for, though, today. These brass axles, not painted, so they should grip really well on the rocks. This is for you guys. But you guys want these kind for some reason over the blackened, slipperier ones. I guess you just like your bling, like the guys at the Summer Trucking National. So, I do have that over there. Yes, somebody's pointing that out. Yes. That box is a little late. We'll just say that much about it. But there's some cool stuff coming on it. Just I'm late to the party because I moved from Virginia to Michigan. Psycho Garage. Nah. Oh, he ordered the 110 Rod Shop bed kit. Very cool. It looks sick. So yeah, anyway, really, that guy can design some cool stuff, man. The work that he's doing for the F450 with the light buckets and even like the little F450 emblem on the side, like right in front of the door, that lights up. It's insane what he's able to do with them. All right. Let's just do this drawing thing, all right? Let's get that part out of the way. I'll show that I've got a bunch of names in here. I marked down what it was that they purchased too, because I thought that would be fun to see not only who won, but what item it's going to be attributed to. Like if they just bought like a banner, like everybody should have bought a banner or two. Those are the cheapest thing on there. That was an easy entry. But only a few people bought banners. So if a banner wins, it will make me chuckle. But yeah, that is for the Arma 4S Outcast in blue. Yep, it's coming. You guys will hear it here first because you happen to be here. It made a trip to my old house in Virginia. It took the long way around, the merry-go-round of the shipping woes of 2022. But it's here now, and I have the fix for it already here. The fix came before the truck, so I'll be ready to fix it pretty quickly. All right, so without further ado, let me share this screen. What's everybody else up to tonight? I just got off the Operation 11 Charlie live stream. And try to quickly get this together because I said it would be today. And now I'm just scrambling. And that little hiss you hear when I talk is because the noise canceling turns off when I stop talking. But it's my air conditioner and I'm not turning it off, so you have to deal with it. It's pretty hot up in this room. All right. What the crap am I doing? Oh yeah, sharing screen. Screen 2. Alrighty, here's the magic. This is what we wanted to happen. So over on the left-hand side, we've got a bunch of names with numbers attributed to them. It talks about what they bought. I hope that's not private information. Let's just go like this until we know if it is or not. There's no addresses, anything like this. I had to manually enter all of this. You're welcome. I love you guys that much. Yes, hit the thumbs up, everybody. After this, we'll talk about a few things. If you want to, conspiracies, whatnot. And we haven't had time to just sit and chit chat. Shit and chat. Sit and chit chat. So we'll go ahead and look. We've got 50 entries. What an awesome round number that is. 50 things were bought between Monday and Sunday. You guys are awesome. And the last of them, most of them, I got to package today because I was in Dallas from Thursday till Sunday. So yeah. All right. Here we go. I'm stalling. What do we got in the chat? Scott Oblander, JMRCs, Fred Williamson, Joe Girding, Scale Papa RC. I'm bombing the baby Goliath around in the deadbolt. Awesome. Scale Papa RC in the house. Carl Chaos, Stephen Haywood. Resin printing right now. Just watching Micro Mondays on Instagram. Stephen Haywood. Just relaxing was gaming a little. That's about it. Chef Beardsley. Go for it. Pick the name. The tank says. The tank, though, I didn't get you in here because your order was late. Let me just round this number up. The tank did order some stuff. He was wanting to order some stuff, and I was like too long to respond to him because he's in Canada. We'll put him here, and we'll say miscellaneous. A bunch of stuff. Tank. Just gonna have to change my number. C. Miscellaneous. Insert. That's what I did to everybody. So I just kind of moved them around so they weren't all right next to each other in their order. And we'll put them last as well because I literally sold his stuff to him last. He was asking me last week to buy stuff, and I didn't get it sold to him through PayPal until after. So there you go, Tank. You're now included, but I now have to up my number to 54. All right, here we go. The magical spinning wheel Editing scale news update. Blah. Any new news we need to think about? 27. Jeffrey Makovich. He got the Honey Badger servo analog in order to get this win. Jeffrey Makovich, I don't know if you're watching, Jeff. Kind of wish I hadn't just sent your stuff out to you today. I could have included this. But I will have to just send it out tomorrow and pay again. Anyway, I should have thought about that for a lot of those. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for, supporting CCxRC, the channel, all the products that we've got going out there. I think the best things currently that we're selling, if I'm to be honest, because a lot of these, and I don't try to hide it, like this is just something that everybody can get with my logo on it. I did happen to ask them to make things all in brass, which is not what everybody else is doing. So I did customize it that way. But like steering links, I asked for brass, this brass. I have the rear link part being made in brass. Axles, I did ask them to move the mount point for the axles to the sides instead of top and bottom, like most of the metal ones. And then I asked for it in brass. I don't have, everybody else has aluminum ones. I don't want aluminum ones. We're going with the heavy stuff, especially if you have a Bronco. This really helps. And we're not offering it at too bad a price. These are $70 with 2 brass diff covers. I remember when Hot Racing first came out and I bought them, it was $100 and it was just, so it's $50 for the rear and $50 for the front, no diff covers, and they were aluminum. So we're doing $70 with the brass diff covers, brass axles, screws. Seems like a pretty decent deal to me. And because so many people did really request these brass ones, even though they're stickier, we're getting these ordered up as well. So even though like we haven't sold any of the brass ones yet, hardly. We sold some, but hardly any. And I'm already ordering hundreds more just because you want them in a different color. And I'm ordering just fronts so that you can do forward steer, because that's the other thing people ask for. So, but my favorite products that we have are definitely the tool. That's, definitely the top selling thing that we have is the Mighty Handy tool in here with the spinning back to it. So when you have it in your hand and you want a one-hand stuff, you can, because it spins with all kinds of tools, and the micro tool for working on the micros. And I think that the Baby Goliath is probably my second favorite thing that we sell. I just think that for a brushed motor, it really does take it to the next level. If you're only trying to do a few minimal upgrades, you stick that big Baby Goliath motor in there, which is something that I tested a bunch of different ones out for in different, magnet settings and RPMs, and found this to be kind of like the best that, I don't know, it worked the best in my opinion as far as the torque versus the speed kind of ratio. So lots of low end torque, still smooth, and then it still has the stock speed of the original motors that came in if you need that little bit of wheel speed. So you're not really sacrificing too much. So those are probably my two favorite items that we sell, is the tool and the motor. I really think the motor for, I don't know, what are we selling for, $20? And it fits direct in. You don't have to change your motor plates and get adjustable motor plates. It just direct swap. That was the other thing that it had to have for me. I didn't want people to have to go and buy different things. It's stock, but it's a brass pinion. Everything drops in. You're good to go. It really is. It's what I'm running in a bunch of stuff. It's pretty legit. And I'm not trying to become like Mofo RC. I say Mofo RC is killing it, man, for the micro game. Hats off to him, what he's doing. I have a few things, what I run in my car and what I want in my car, and that's all I have. I'm not trying to just create a bunch of products for different things. If I run it, that's what I'm going to carry. And yeah, it makes it easy for me to outfit my rigs and my boys' rigs, that's for sure. Honey Badger servos are here. They're pretty awesome. I like the digital one. I don't know what everybody complains about with digital ones. I don't have any issue with it. It doesn't really have that much of a power draw, but maybe because I don't run lights in mine, I don't know. But digital hasn't been an issue. It's definitely the better one in my opinion, but the analog one is still really great. I'd say better than the Emax ones, which I have a lot of Emax ones. But it's right in that realm. But I feel like it's a little bit faster and stronger. And those are some of my favorite products that we're selling. The brass axles are new. I'm still messing with them. They feel great. And yeah, Honey Badger don't care. That's right. There is the new in cooperation with Reef. I do have a new servo that's been coming. And for those of you that I told about the name being spelled wrong, it seems that there was a July miracle that happened, and they were able to fix it before it went to production. I thought it was already messed up. So we're going to have a Mighty Chihuahua instead of a Mighty Chihuahua. Other news that won't make it in the scale news update. Furatech 1/10 scale motor. I have one here in this box in the car that I have in here. So I'm making a video on it right back there after we finish here, which means I'm going to have a really late night as well. Hold on. Already installed in here is I think this is a 2300 kV. My last one was like 1200 or 1400 kV outrunner. Now here's the cool thing. These Furatech systems run quiet. Even though it's an outrunner, it's pretty silent. So that's what's really cool about it. I thought for sure that I was going to hate it. Like they sent one to me. Where's that? I'm like all over the place tonight. Trying to do too much these days. Oh, it's on the table back there. Hey, what's going on, Scott? Oh, he did put the Furatech in the news as well. Well, I'm doing it before you by about 8 hours. So how about that, Jack? No, I look forward to the scale news every Tuesday morning. Usually about Tuesday around 11 is by the time I watch it. But one of the greatest RC shows that's out there. And I know you guys all watch it. I'm going to put you on a brief pause to go get the other thing that I was talking about. All right. Yeah. Harley's laughing. We used to beat you to the news all the time when we used to be on Monday night before my friends decided they wanted to do live streams on Monday night. And I kind of wanted to watch Monday Night Football. And so I didn't mind moving my live stream to Tuesdays. I digress. Now I just regurgitate everything that Harley says in a less eloquent way. This right here was my old... What is this guy here? 1400 kV Furatech big Komodo XL. I don't know what they call it right now. And this was their prototype ESC at the time. So I actually haven't powered this one up yet because I haven't had a battery ready. So I'm going to be doing that tonight. But I'm hoping and praying that it is as quiet as this one was, because I was not ready to put it in there. Like they sent it to me, and I'm like, oh dear God, the bane of every RC YouTuber's existence is the outrunner motor, because they're so loud. The ones that Holmes had, the revolver ones, for so long, like you'd hear it, and in person it was kind of like that's grating my nerves a little bit. You know, I might have to burn somebody's truck down to the ground before the end of the night. But when you hear it on video, oh dear God, like it was 100 times louder, and it sounded like demons scratching a chalkboard with razor blades, nails. I don't even know. So, but this one did pretty good. So I actually had taken out of this right here. If you don't know what this is the truck I run in Michigan, because all the guys in Michigan drive really cool trucks, and they always do better than me at crawling. So this was kind of the one that I had that wasn't just for doing trails with and looking pretty with little drivers in them and stuff. Got real when we moved to Michigan. So this one hadn't been set up yet. I was planning to keep it just like a stock truck because Spectrum had sent me the 2-in-1 system, but it was like the all-in-one, the ESC and motor all combined, and it was a 1400 kV one. And then they said, well, don't put it into like one of our trucks. Show people that it works in other trucks, which is cool because I have a whole bunch of crawlers that aren't axials. I didn't actually. So I had to buy one. And so I bought this one. So that was an expense. It was more expensive than the free motor I got. That's for sure. So I got this Ecto. I absolutely love it, actually. I think it's really rad. And so, yeah, Jeff Makovich won if he just got in here. I see him now. So, yeah. Very cool, man. I will get that out to you tomorrow-ish. And, yeah, it wasn't supposed to be anything. I stuck some J Concepts landmines on it because I love them so much in my Vanquish truck. But I made the mistake of putting like these dual stage foams in here. I don't remember who they're from, but they're not wide enough. And they're pretty awful because they just slide off a lot and side healing sucks. But you have to have a winch up here. That's one thing. Anyway, I'm going to be testing this later tonight. The ESC is super small compared to most. And, it runs off their Bluetooth on their app. It's got a little Bluetooth dongle, which I've just stuck right here with double-sided tape. And, yeah. It's got one of those little battery things. Can't think of the name of it right now. I'm not sitting at my table where I have... Here's all my tricks and secrets, guys. Are you ready for this? I keep little pieces of tape on my table, and I write down like pillow balls and other words that I just kind of brain fart on all the time on there. And so that little battery thing there in line to the receiver box. I'm still waiting for the word to come to my brain. They have that on here. Cat pack. That's what it is. So if somebody in the chat says it, is anybody else going to say it and help me? JMRC says it. Cat pack. Capacitor. Yes. There we go. I just saw them pop into the chat. Very cool. Yeah, a little cat pack. Basically, little capacitor on here. I got my Reefs servos up front. I got the winch one, the 422 HD. And then the Operation 11 Charlie 500 Raw, which is a really awesome servo for crawlers until you see like the people running the 777s and stuff. And I'm like, okay, yeah, mine's not that. But overall, it's better than, I think I had a 422 in here before. And I do prefer the speed and the strength of the Raw 500 over that. So I had to move everything to this side because of the motor to get the leads away, because it is an outrunner and it spins. So before I had my ESC and everything over here, but it's just actually the ESC was strapped back here. But now that everything's so small, I can actually fit it on a little side rail and I don't have to strap it. The other one I just zip tied around this brace here, and I had enough room to kind of route my wires back here and zip tie them too. But we just kind of went around the back with it. It's pretty clean. It's not. Clean enough for me. I'm happy about it. And I have news. I just said that I couldn't find these on Operation 11 Charlie's thing because Andres from Scale Metal Supplies was on, and he'd sent me these braces, these axle braces that you can also then mount your servo for this on axle. and I couldn't find them, and I just found them when I went down there to get a few things. I remembered that I had the blinds drawn, and I've been looking for these. I was looking for them the other night, but because the blinds were drawn down there, I'd set this little tin with the stuff in it up on the ledge, or my wife did when she cleaned it, helped me clean up out down there. And I just thought to open the blinds and look and see if they were on that ledge. And lo and behold, here are the axle trusses and everything I need to relocate your upper links on the rears. These ones you put in. I got the I think it was the STRC ones, but they're servo standoffs basically here, tabs to be able to mount my servo on this one. So yes, here they are. So these will go on there to mount my servo, so I can finally get to that video for him about this. I went to work on it during that live stream on Tuesday night with Pablo. That's when it was that I first looked for him, because that was going to be my job for that night, was working on that truck. I installed the stuff from Furatech, and then I couldn't find any of this stuff to do the rest of it, so I had to move on to minis. The anvil cut out of them does look cool, Mirror Deep. All right. RC Recreation Raw 500 is fast and torquey. Not many can claim both. Yes, but it's only so torquey. It doesn't get to what those ones, the higher end reef servos get to. Like some of those guys that are running at the comps with us are just going, I mean, it's insane what their servos are doing. So I'll probably up that one and steal that and put it in my laser nut. Freebird RC, long time no see. I've been gone for a long time. Welcome back, Freebird. Hey, Hoodwiz RC. You know, I just posted about this actually in my feed, or my community post, that Axial is having a big sale on the SMT10. It's kind of on the way out is what I think is happening, because like while supplies last. And they're selling the kit for $165, and then the ready to run is like $289.99. So good sales on those. But the reason I saw them was I was on the Horizon Hobby website, and I was just looking at the Axial vehicles, like what's available from Axial right now. And I have questions, and I wonder if there will be answers this week. Is another Axial Fest. I wonder if there's more stuff coming from them, because like so what was I interested in? Let's see. I can just pull it up, I guess. So they're doing these sizzling summer deals. But I just typed in Axial. That's all I was looking for. I already gone through all the RC four-wheel drive stuff, because we were talking about some other stuff. Shelf Queen crawlers. But yeah, so they have quite a few sales on a few things here. $70 off the Rift kit. But I was looking, and like I wanted to get the Honcho just because I never had one, and it's out of stock. And I wonder if they're going to bring it back with this old setup or not. Or now that they have the base camp, are they still going to keep servicing the SCX2 line, or are they going to move everything toward that SCX-10.3? Like, I wonder if I'll be able to get this still, because one, I would like one. I never had one. And it seems like if you did some of this and read it in metal would be really cool. But I guess I could start with anything as a base and still do the same idea. It's what Holly Designs and them do all the time, but it seems like an easier way for me to start as a non-builder type. But I mean, those are only $349 for that. The base camp is $389.99. And that's what they're saying is kind of a base vehicle $320 for a deadbolt. Now I might just have to get that. I mean, I like the deadbolt for the micros. I never really minded that body so much. I don't know. What do you guys think? SCX2 versus XCX10-3. I say this, and I still have a UMG up there that I need to build. Right there. You can't see it because it's too small. But right there. I actually have an SMT10 up there as well that's unopened. Gravedigger one. That's supposed to get a mud truck build with that purple King Sling body right there. Pull the trigger on a honcho and a deadbolt, says Green Frog. Well, you can't get the honcho anywhere that I've seen. Does A-Main have a honcho in stock? Oh, they do. Oh, they do. Now, it doesn't have portals, which is one of the things I like about it. Related colors and styles. Here's a deadbolt. All right. Well, I'll think about that. I forgot about the UMG that I have up there that I already have to build. And I might not need. Technically, I have a couple to build. There's something else over here I need to build. And several monster trucks. But I digress. Stop shopping online. I'm not shopping online. I'm just looking at what's available. Jeff Brown from Reaction RC Hobbies here in town. JMRCs, that's going to get you in trouble with Jeff right there. Oh, you have it in stock? Jeff? Hold on now. Is that what you mean by I do? Because we could talk. I'm just thinking about the gauntlet coming up and what I got going on. He's got it in stock. Well, there you go. It sounds like it's meant to be. All right, so we'll do that. I'll sell you some stuff. You can sell me some stuff. It'll be good. I think I owe you some tools anyway. JMRC, sorry, Jeff. Yeah, and I have what you were looking at. All right. Well, I was just looking. I was seeing what was available these days. I haven't looked at axial crawlers in a while, except for the 20 of these that I have. That's a lot of money in SCX 24s, by the way. When you start to add up 20 of them, don't do it actually, but it's yeah. I should have bought a 4-wheeler or something for the kids. But no, Dad's got to buy the SCX 24s in bulk. Where do I live in Michigan? I live near Grand Rapids. West of there, between 2 dairy farms that produce manure that's used as fertilizer for the other farms in the area, and it smells terrific when they spread it. That's where I live. between two piles of cow dookie. Jeff Makovich, they've done that, got 20 also. Yeah, when you do the monster trucks and you do the crawlers and then you do the custom crawlers and then the new ones come out in 3 different colors that are awesome. Yeah, you end up with 20 quick. And still don't have enough somehow to do all the builds for all the chassis that I have coming in to do builds on. That I need the time to do the builds on. So off to GeoGuessr to find Tony's house. There's already a bunch of people that already found it. They're like, hey, I saw that house when it was for sale. There's a lot of Michiganders in the RC game on YouTube. So that video was pulled down that showed the front of the house. It's hard to avoid, though, when I run my trucks here. Ample derriere at your new place, huh? Welcome, Green Frog. That was well played. Well played. Yes. But there are a lot of dairy places around here, so that's not the easiest guessing game in town. What makes it tricky, though, Harley, is I live on a river, and the river only goes so many places. So I just have multiple security systems in case one happens to go down. And then I also am a big believer in the Second Amendment. So, yeah, that's how we do. Man, you are really milking it, Tony. Stay off the driveway, Tony. My driveway is jacked up. I did find a cool place, so I have that new awesome Arma Infraction 3S, which that thing goes like 60 miles an hour just about on 3S, like about 58 miles an hour, 56, 58, depending on GPS and conditions and whatnot. Maybe faster. Maybe people have hit 60 on it with 3S with the stock gearing. It's crazy. But I found a place that I can run it where they put in a new gas station that has like this really long, it just keeps going for no reason, the road, and then it just dead ends. So I got a new speed run spot. Only problem with that is it does have curbs, which are magnets. So, yeah. Yeah, same for me on all accounts. Harley's nice. Yeah, man. Like I've got, I won't say the brands of them, but I've got multiple video security systems, you know, for different reasons too, because we got the boats and I got tractor equipment and yeah, just got to. And we've had it where one will go down. And so I just make sure I have the other one, another one set up that kind of mirrors all of them. So yep, it's tracking people from very soon anywhere they'd want to try to get out of the property. Like a boot cheese gas station? Dan's RC workbench. It's like a truck stop gas station. So it's all fresh too. It's really nice. You need to go to one of the school parking lots. There is a really nice school parking lot. I haven't looked at it to see if it has speed bumps. What I actually want to do is there's a school parking lot not far from here at all, and it'd be awesome for planes because it's like the elementary school and the middle school combined in the lot, and they've got a whole bunch of like baseball diamonds and big fields, so there's a lot of just cleared area, and it'd be perfect for flying airplanes. So that's what I want to go up there and do. Freebird RC, I have 2 security systems. I like cameras. Yeah, man. Gots to. And mine, I let it beep at me and alert me whenever there's people. I don't care. Hey, and I always look. You know, I got it in my watch. But yeah. The next thing I need to do is I need to get my concealed permit again here in Michigan. I haven't had time to get it. You have to do a class for that. So I need a weekend where I'm not going somewhere or doing something. Because the world be crazy these days. Speed bumps. So you mean jumps? Yes, actually, for this, I would totally hit speed bumps. I don't care. I did it with the Vendetta, not the Vendetta, the the felony before it took out my camera. That was fun. Crawler Space RC. Hey, we were just talking about the rig that I got to bring up hopefully on Wednesday. I'm in town, and that's where I was talking about. All the guys are so good that that this is the only truck I have that I can really run there. But I got to test out this Furatech 2300 kV system in here. See how smooth it can be. The only thing I noticed with the other one, and it was prototype, and I probably could have tuned it out in the app, was the very initial start of it was a little bit harder for me to judge. And I mean this like very slightly than the Spectrum. The Spectrum one felt super consistent to me, and it may just be with the Outrunner, the way that it works. But it always felt like with this, there might be a time where it would go a little bit faster than I expected it to, which was still really slow. But, you know, when I was just really wanting to creep. So, yeah. But, yeah, I'm hoping to be up there on Wednesday. I needed to get that one back together to run it again after taking this one out. So, and then hopefully I'll get this other kit in here for the on-axle servo if I can, to have it be even a little bit better. The free state of Missouri doesn't require CCW license anymore. Gary Clark. Cool. Fusion for life. I don't mind the Fusion systems at all. I don't mind the Spectrum, whatever they call theirs, 2-in-1. What do they call it? I don't feel like they came up with a good enough name for it. Not like Fusion. That just works. That sticks. Crawler motor. They call it the Firma 2-in-1. Not quite as catchy as Fusion. But, you know, so many of those guys swear by these Outrunners. Well, you saw this one, actually, that I was running. And I'd mentioned it to you that I just wasn't sure about the startup on it, that it didn't feel as reliable on this one. Again, it's probably something I just needed to adjust in the, because there's all the throttle curves and stuff you can do in the app. And I probably just need to turn that down a little bit at the very start of it to give me even more of a smooth startup, because their track there is, I mean, their course is always so tricky. But they've made it better. That it doesn't have this long, thin on-off switch cable and other things. Although I never had any issue with this, but yeah, I probably should have taken more time to really try to tune that in after I mentioned it. But I was running this up there for months at Crawler RC Space. So Dave's been hooked on the Hobby Wing since it came out. Castle Copperhead censored combo is amazing. So does Furatech say it yet? I need to look at something really quick, see what they've announced on their site before I go and open my yapper. Sorry for this. I'm just taking a quick look before I say something I may not be allowed to. So they do have several different of these ESCs. So I have the bigger one, the 60 amp. It's not the light system. They have a even smaller one that's like their Lizard Pros for the 24 scale, where it's just like shrink wrapped and it's much smaller sized. Oh, it's not even shrink wrapped. It looked like it was. There's a clear. It's just the board and a heat sink without all the casing and that around it. Well, it doesn't look like they've mentioned it, so I'm not going to say. I'll hold my tongue. Other than they do say that they have an in-runner motor coming, 10 poles, 1800 kV to 2300 kV. But the thing that I will say about their ESCs, so putting two and two together, it's not going to be censored. There's no sensor wires on these ESCs. So it's going to be an in-runner crawler somehow. It's got to be smooth because of the crawler motor. So I'm curious to see what it is. That's all I'll say. The info's out there, but there's definitely question marks about that. Are any of their 124th waterproof? I wouldn't run them in water. Nope. You would probably have to conformal coat the snot out of it. And even then, I'd question it with all the ports and stuff that they put on it for plugging into it. Miles may vary. I would stay away from water with the 24 scale. Raymond E. Tanner, Atomic RC, nice to see you on 11 Charlie. Yeah, I used to go on there all the time. I still watch. I lurk in the comments and watch on my TV as I'm doing and working on other stuff, kind of like Harley Designs is doing here. And watch. Huge supporter of Operation 11 Charlie, what they do. Made connections with them for Horizon Hobby back when they wanted to go to Axial Fest Badlands, and they've developed that relationship from that into something awesome and huge. So very, very cool to see where that's gone. He credits me too much with all that. I don't really see it as that. I mean, Horizon just had to see what cool stuff they were doing and be told what they were doing. And I mean, it's really about what they were doing, not that I did anything. So what's the Mox? Who won, by the way? Jeffrey Makovich won. Mr. Micro Monster Truck guy himself won the brassed out axles. I only have 10 of these. Technically, I only have 7 of these now. And I'm actually going to be giving some to some special people next week, I think. Yes, next week. So next week, I'll be coming to you live from not here in Michigan again. I have more work to travel and do. I work with a nonprofit that's in Virginia, so I'm heading back to my hometown-ish area. Not my original hometown, but where I lived for the last 20 years, 17 years. Going to see some friends, hang out, and something cool for you guys. I'll wait to reveal that tomorrow night on Talk Your Face Off, because that's going to be pretty cool. I'll be coming live from somewhere else. Ooh, new update from the Interrupters. Got to check that out. What do the Brax axles run? They run $70 with the diff covers. No internals. You just put in the ones from the crawler. And I would get I think it's $13.99 I have them for, the overdrive gears I had made, 213 tooth. About a 23% overdrive to the front. Makes it pretty wicked. So, yeah, lots of new stuff we've been working on. Owen Rogers, I hope I'm a special person. You're special. Everybody's special. But these are extra special. So you have to ask if you're extra special. I'm just kidding. We already talked. You know you're good. And anyway, I'm having a couple hundred more of them made this way for people. So it's weird to buy stuff in such big quantities and throw so much money out the door and hope that they're going to sell. Hope you're reading the market right. It's like playing the stocks, but on an ever-changing industry that just had the FCX24 dropped in its lap. And now all the hop-up parts are coming for those. Cool truck behind you, Tony. What's in the box, RC? This one right here? You think that's cool truck? Well, thank you. I didn't say very special. Oh, and I said extra special. Did I miss any comments that I really should have seen? Oh, Zach of Trades. Hope you had a good time. I couldn't make it to Horizon Fest. We didn't make it there either. Just getting back into the RC thing after a brief hiatus. Very cool. Free Bird RC. I don't have 3 camera systems. I said 2. I think our man is doing more than RC and YouTube, if you know what I mean. I don't know what you mean. I just have a lot of cool toys. Oh, Dave jumped in way back there. I missed the yo dude. That was 20 minutes ago. I missed the initial jump in. Ban that man. So for anybody that doesn't know the story behind this, it actually goes back to something we were talking about earlier, which is the Scale News update. And when this body came out, Josh's reaction to it was one of the funniest things ever. I mean, I was cracking up. I was literally crying as I watched him talk about it. And yet I knew that I really wanted one. So that wasn't the reason. But so the original reason that I wanted one is the Saigon Shaker is one of my favorite monster trucks out there. And so you could not get that Jeep, that axial old Jeep Kaiser body anymore that they had for so long. And I'd seen some of the Saigon Shakers at some of the shows where people had the old body, and I was just dying because I would love to have one of those made, and just wasn't happening. And so as he was just like, he was losing his mind about it. Just, it was funny. You just have to go back up and look for the Scale News update, Lloyd. He was beside himself. It was pretty rich. And from that moment on, I knew that my destiny was going to be to make a Vanquish Lloyd truck in his honor. Because it got him so good. And there's not very many episodes since then where it doesn't get brought up somehow. It gets brought up almost as much as Flying Cars, which is a very good D-class movie, if you ask me. I just watched it on its 2-year anniversary. It's a slap in the face and an honor. Hey, I paid a lot of money, though, to have it done right. So this here, you can see how much trimming I had to do because of the odd... It's not seeing on the Velcro right now. It's just a weird shape. So there's that. I had to like really trim out all of the wheel. Like this one I had to cut. So I don't even know what you were supposed to run it on. Maybe I had to put like 1.9s under it or something. Oh, the Velcro came off. The sticky part did. That's the problem. And it's so long off the rear, it just hangs up on everything. But like if it's elevated off a monster truck, you're not really worrying about this stuff. And so I've seen people make it into pretty dope Saigon shakers. It, however, does not work at all on this Vanquish VS410 Pro. I had to get it on here because I had to finish this vision to have it on here. But I actually really like the original body from Vanquish. I don't know if many people do or not, but I really kind of like the look of it. So I saved it and all of the side fenders and the wheel wells and stuff to put back on eventually. Once I get tired of looking at it sitting here like this. But it has been a not very good truck to drive since I put that body on, which is a real bummer. Because if you watched my video from the Gauntlet last year, that thing is awesome. And it's also running a Spectrum system in it. So yeah, RC Patina guy did the work on it, and he did a really good job for what I gave him to work with. We're actually going to work on something else together. That's not. I wasn't sure if he'd actually do it for me. That's the thing, Josh. I'm like, okay, so you realize what's happening here, and that Josh does not like this body, but I'm going to be putting on my VS410 Pro, right? So you're going to get some kickback right away. And he's like, no, this is hilarious. Let's do it. So, yeah. But I mean, I really detailed it out. I felt terrible having to cut out so much of it to even get it to clear so I could even drive it for the video. The bullet holes in the window. He opened this window for the driver's side. The wear and everything kind of showing through to some of the silvers underneath. It's just, in person, it looks really good. He added this box in the back with some bullet shells on it. Huge caliber door handles. So, yeah. I paid cash money to have that done. Oh, that one's a fusion system in there. Oh no, it's not. It's one of the Spectrums. It is the 1400 kV again, 1200. It's the lower kV one again, which is easier to see. The numbers on these once they're in. 2100 kV. Oh, that's a better choice by me. I like that. Still super smooth though. How to turn $1 into 15 cents. Oh, that's funny right there. That is good stuff. I need to get it ready for the Gauntlet again, though. That's what I'll do. Because it really is such a good driving truck. And these are running the stock foams, which actually, with the weight of this truck, feel really good to me. I've got some crawler innovations to try in here, which I need to do. Like I even went all out. I even got the Vanquish wheels. But I need to put in a servo winch next. So I'll have to get another 422 HD or something. Or whatever the new big powered one is. This is pretty heavy, so I need one that's going to lift it. But upper left RC's thinking of ways for me to still run this body. I could probably just chop it and pull things forward because it's pretty clean in the same from here to here. So I could really just bob it, but I don't want to work that hard. There we go. 10, 15, 21. So that wasn't long after the gauntlet that I had it done. But I mean, with all this wood part back here, cutting this clean would be pretty tough. I need the new VP tires for the VP truck. I've been watching the videos on that. I need to run 1/10 scale more often in order for me to want to throw money at it. Yeah, I'm going to keep this body, but I don't want to shelf queen the truck. I'll shelf queen the body because it's pretty cool what he did with it, and it's easy enough to just slap on. But I'll be definitely going back. I didn't even like destructively do anything to the body post, so it's an easy switch. What's going on, Alex? What and where is the gauntlet? Kevin P. So let's talk about that for a second. The gauntlet had 300, just under 300 trucks at it last year. This year, there's a lot of interest in it. Over 400 people have said they're interested or coming on the Facebook page. So that's pretty cool. It is at Walter RC Park. It is the first place that I met both Jeff and Dave here. Who own the two hobby shops here locally. It's in Saranac, Michigan, which is basically Ionia, Michigan area. It's a mile away from a house that I almost bought with 50 acres and a huge barn. So thankful that we did not do that now. Right. Let's see. So it's going to be the September 16th through 17th, 2022. They do have camping there. So Walter RC Park is a huge farm that has multiple RC things to it. I'm looking for the photos of. There's the car crawl. You get to crawl over this car. So up front here, this is what I was looking for. They have like this crawler stuff here. This is not where they do the crawling for the gauntlet. The gauntlet is back in the woods, and they've got a mile or a couple miles of path back there with much more like natural stuff. This is just like a fun park of our, crawling that they have up front. So on any given day, people can come in for $5 and they can run. There's an off-road park right here for running buggies or like slashes. There's a dirt oval track just to the side of that. There's this. He's built now a monster truck area up front here. And to the left of that is a huge flying field. So there's really all kinds of RC stuff. So you can actually get in this little tube and running along these rails. Just some fun stuff. My kids love running the trucks on this kind of stuff. The off-road park, you can see over here the bridges and all the parts of the crawler course. And then over here on the right is where the monster truck stuff is, just outside of this. Some backflip ramps, it looks like, and different things. The dirt oval track. And then they've got this huge building here with like a whole seating area and picnic tables. And then they had a kitchen there. They used to, I don't know, last year there was a kitchen in there and you could just leave money and there was food in there you could use to make a sandwich or whatever. Really cool setup. But in the woods, eventually the photos will get to the in the woods part. Jeff Walter. Oh, they're going to be doing a mud run too at this one. I think this might be the start of where they're going to do the Rocky Mud Run stuff. Right there. And they're going to do something called the Purgatory, which is fastest lap kind of a race. And that's back here off of this. And this is where I actually did my SCX6 video, one of them when I first got it, because these rocks are huge. And it was perfect for it. And there's more in there. It's not really showing at all. Yeah, there's a lot of gates. A lot. Yeah, these big rocks here is where I ran the SCX6 through. All this stuff. When I came to the gauntlet, I had the SCX6 and nobody knew about it yet. And I was looking at that area where they ran the Purgatory, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like these big steps here. Like, this is perfect. And to run on these there were big logs and stuff right here to, frame twist it and everything. So, yeah, in the woods, there's all kinds of stuff, bridges, trails, cool roots and tree things that you go over. Trying to find back in there is a really cool rock garden. So here's several rocky things you got to crawl through. And like Jeff said, the gates are pretty forgiving. There's the flight field. And they'll be camping up here because there's so much room. You can see the big grass area here and all around here to be able to camp. And there's porta potties, and just so we have a big open area here to all hang out, and they can have like a bonfire and stuff at night, which they can't do in the back by the woods. I think we're already through it all. So it wasn't the rock garden thing. Google Maps. See, Alex was saying that an act to show the scope of it here. So we'll go to layers. So yeah. So here's those. It doesn't even show on here the crawler track, but you can see the camp out here for one of the plane events they had. There's camping, you set up your tents, but this is a huge area. And they've added since then that fabric landing strip, which is pretty cool. But where you actually crawl for this event is way back here. This road goes all the way in, and these are like cornfields. And we just parked out in here last time, and everybody's set up, and you just right in these woods all through here. You run along this edge, in and around. That's one of them, and then the other track goes in this way and around through in these woods here. So it's pretty crazy. And so in those photos that we were just at, there was a little ride truck you could see that they were working on. Where'd that go? Close out of this. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Can't remember there. X. Thank you. It won't close out. Let's just go back to here. They've got a little trolley they'll be taking people to the back with. So if you're camped up front here and you want to ride back, they'll be able to ride you back. Otherwise, there's parking back there where people will be parking. Anyway, sorry, I've been looking at the comments. You need a super comp style crawler when running in the backwoods. Now, so here's what I did. Here's the kind of comp it is. Josh would like it probably. I don't like it. I like it for the comp guys, but for me, I just go and run the trails. And so they basically start with the horn blast and then you run. The people that are comping, it's timed. And so they just make a dash for it and they hit the gates and you're marking gates as you go. But it's timed and you don't know what the penalty is for hitting gates. So, you know, how slow do you go to make sure you don't hit a gate, or do you just pummel through it and just take the point? You don't know what the time penalty is at the beginning, so it may hurt you to do that. But yeah, I'm more like, I like the slow comp stuff where it's like more about the points for hitting things and not so much about the speed. One, because I just like the trucks going slow and looking baller, just making lines and stuff. But yeah, it's all about speed for this one, and so that's my only thing. But yeah, they like it. They all take off for it, and I just sit and wait. And I wait about 40 minutes for them to get through, so I won't be like running up on them or anything. And then I just take my time. So, but yeah, it's the guys that like the comp stuff. They are all about it. The problem for me is like I go to these events to hang out with people and talk to people, and it's such a long course that you could be just running this thing by yourself, just trying to win a comp. And I'm there for the hangout time of it. So differing mindsets of why to go, for people. Some people are there because comp, I want to win, I'm competitive. And I'm competitive. I like competing for skill of it, but yeah, just not my style. So I don't even turn in my scorecard. Yeah, I'm trying to get RC Amigos to come out. Any live feeds from there? We're going to try to live feed this. We're going to see what we can do. If I can run this kind of a setup from there, that's the other thing. We'll see how much I can run. But if I could help run a setup like this from there, we can actually have people out with phones out on the trails and switch between different people at different parts of the trail, checking in. So if we could get designated people who have phones that are decent out there, which there should be some, because I know that the house I looked at a mile away has a cell tower on it, which was kind of a selling point for it, but also a deterrent of buying it, because you do get kickback in the form of money for having that lease of land for the cell tower. But you also get who knows what from radiation and whatnot. They say they're safe, but they want us to use them. So do we believe them about that? I don't know. But yeah, so it'd be cool if we could get a few people out through the trails with cameras that we could have tied into a StreamYard setup like this, because it's so easy to do, and then just be able to pop between the different feeds and throw up different people on the screen, like a live streamed event. It'd be pretty cool. There's a lot that goes into that, so we'll see. Do you think you could do it twice? There's two different courses, first of all. And the first one takes, if you're going, it all depends who you get stuck behind. That's one of the things. There's a couple times where we just jumped gates because some people were just going so slow that it was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna be here forever just waiting to get to the gate. And so we just bounced around them and went on. So, and then you got the people that are starting late, and they, you can go, you don't have to start with the horn blast. You can go to the judges table and they'll put you down for a start time, and then you go. But then they're like they want to get past you because you're going too slow, and there's the burden of that annoyance that they're kind of ticked that you're going slow because you don't care about it like they do. There's a lot of elements to the whole situation that can be interesting. We should make a camera rig. I mean, like comp once and go slow for a second time. So yeah. Well, it goes all day, and so it'd be tricky because you could. I think the interesting part would be really, if you're doing a live stream, would be to try and follow some of the front guys, and then have like kind of staggered where you have, different phones following different segments and cut between them. But it could also be fun to just do that same idea, but just anybody that's out there, just see how they're having a good time and film them going a line or whatever. So timed guys are going earlier. Lots of changes this year, says Jeff Brown. Jeep and Realtor. See you, man. Live feed from an RC car, FPS style. That's tricky with rock crawling because you just keep seeing sky and things. But yeah. No, I don't want to be behind. It's just paced interesting. Like the very first gate last year. Ugh. We all waited there by the time I started for about everybody that got in line at that point on, probably 45 minutes or so, because there's this really angled one with this metal grating thing, and nobody could do it, but everybody was trying their best to do it. And you needed a winch and somebody to pull you out, and it was it was something else. The first gate was a doozy. It was a doozy. If I were comping it, I would have just taken the gates and gone on my merry way. So I'm actually going to be running the 24th scale event there, and we're just going to keep it simple. Pretty much, I think we'll be working on rules still, but my thought process is to have like a brush class and a brushless class. And then from there, people can do what they want to them. So there's definitely, that's in my opinion, one of the biggest upgrades to them. People could say chassis, whatever. The motor really seems to be a huge bonus. Because after that, it comes down to weighting and shocks and all that, really more than the chassis, I think. And to run too many classes just gets muddy. So, but we're going to have two 2-hour time slots where people can run those. And it's sponsored by FMS. So that's pretty cool. We have a sponsor behind the mini stuff. And I think we need to talk about the width of the gates. I think we need them to be a little wider than we typically do on Thursday nights because of time, for one. But there will still be some of them that'll be tricky, so that because you want people to hit gates. Like, you don't want it to be so easy that nobody's getting points. Because if everybody's getting zeros and stuff, then it's just like, then you have to go down to time or something else. Like, so we definitely need some to be tricky. And I think they'll be wider in most spots where they get harder, but then we'll keep some where it's simpler, where they're narrower. But we have to factor in the FMS width because FMS is sponsoring it. And so we want their rigs to be able to run. So their 24 scale rig. So yeah. That's the thing. And so people with wheel wideners, that's going to be a thing, like it is what it is. And I think we're going to probably have that where we have some judges to actually judge the people and also to help them with any winches they might need or things like that. Just because of the way the rules work and make sure that it is clearly done properly. So yeah, that way the people that are doing the judging all have the same kind of standard of how to judge based on the rule sets that we use. So right now our width isn't very much wider than the SCX24 trucks. if you have wheel wideners on, it's very tricky to get through. So I don't remember what it is, what the width is that they use. They have a ruler that they're a marker that they use to like as a minimum width. So will work for air, says RCV goes. So Jeff Brown says, yeah, they'll be wide. I know the gates are wide for the 1/10 scale, and they will be wider than we typically run 24 scale as well. 6 inches is what I think they are that we run. But for a lot of them, they were like keeping to that 6 inches, even in somewhere it's like, you know, the line might allow you to go at 7 and still make it tricky. Okay, Jeff saying the gates are 6 inches now and some are wider. So they've kind of, I think, now know that some of them to make them a little bit wider, which will still allow people to fall into them and slide into them because they do some cool, tricky lines and it requires some winching. But again, we'll have people there with the winches. We just use the elastic one so anybody can get a winch help. And we just attach to the truck like we're almost like an assisting vehicle that's there that's helping to winch, where it's not necessarily a winch on your own vehicle. So they can attach it to different spots on your vehicle and help you that way, like if you were stuck in it. So yeah, it's like an outside winch help, but it definitely helps with speed. And we're gonna be trying to burn through probably a lot of entries. I'm hoping. I'm gonna start pushing it hard here. I've recently been pushing the gauntlet more, talking about on things like this, Operation 11 Charlie. I need to get more of the flyers to start pushing it. And yes, I know I should be able to find them. I've just been busy and I'm flying out again next week. So it's a ton of fun. They do the gauntlet, which I was saying, it's a late night thing. And that's a hoot. And it's going to be, you pay into it and you're going for best time. And it's like fastest lap. So it's crazy. People are just trying to burn through these things and, just slamming off of rocks and everything. So there's that. There's going to also be the mud run for like wraiths and crawlers and all that stuff. Muddy rock run. And then the CCxRC, and then the gauntlet itself. So there's going to be a lot of stuff going on in the weekend. And then at the very end of everything, they're going to do a night run in the woods where everybody puts lights on their cars and just goes for a walk in the woods and hanging out. So Jeff, RC Amigos is offering to do some flyer work. We still need to talk, Pablo, about how to get you out here. But yeah, it's going to be a wicked good time. So anybody within, I say 6-8 hours, it's a pretty worthwhile weekend. So yeah, if you like crawling, like hanging out, there's going to be vendors here. Last time, Dave from RC Crawler RC Space had a tent set up selling parts and awesome upgrade stuff, and Reaction RC Hobbies was there, Crooked Mitten RC. There's a bunch of other like smaller things doing different 3D printed stuff and lots of stuff available. So definitely could get pretty much anything you needed there. I walked away with a TLR 22DC, which is still in the box right there. You can see the edge of it, the corner. Need to still make that stupid thing. Then I could take it up to run on the dirt track. That should be my goal. Anyway, I'm not going to keep this going, guys. Congratulations again to, it's been a year almost since I bought that. Haven't even opened the box. Congratulations again to Jeff Makovich on his win of these brass axles. We do have them for sale, not in this brass color right now, but in the black, which is painted and slides better on the rocks. I'm just saying. Not that I'm trying to not sell a product I'm going to have later on. I only literally ordered these because you guys wanted more of these brass ones. I did it as kind of a specialty thing, just because when I saw them, they looked super rad. And I said, don't paint a few of them that I can use as like kind of showy stuff. But if you build show trucks like Dirk, and just want some bling, I do have them coming that'll be available for sale. But for now, these ones, if you're competent stuff, you want the black ones. Just saying. Just saying. Anyway, guys, you guys rock. Yeah, Tony comes to a crawler event and buys a Losi buggy for me. Yep. So, anyway, I'll be in touch, Jeff, about the crawler stuff that I need to talk to you about for the SCX24 event. What we're doing with FMS, the stuff that I'm going to be donating, and yeah, the other people don't need to know about it. Talk to you guys later. See ya.